Hey, what's going on, tribe? How are you guys doing? It is me, baby girl Slaughter. I didn't want anything. I just want to jump on here and see how everybody's doing this week. Man, I'm telling you, I have so much I need to read to you guys. It's unbelievable. Where do I even start? First of all, I shared a video. I think I shared it over here too. Where it's talking about the soul trap, right? It talks about, and I know Val and Anthony got it, but it basically talks about how if you go towards the light, it is a reincarnation loop or cycle. Hey, Will, how are you? And I'm speaking from experience. That actually happened to me because you guys know I died before and I came back. They brought me back. So I know what it's like to be in that tunnel and to see those lights and to go towards the light. And you feel the surrounding of love, and you feel, you see your family members, and you hear them you hear them because they're speaking to you, but then you also see them because they're escorting you. And I really truly know now that is a soul trap. So I'm telling you, based on my own experience, that is what's happened to me, because they did ask me, the voice that I heard did ask me, did I want to come back here or did I want to leave? And I said, I want to go back. I specifically said, no, I want to come back. I want to go back. I want my mommy. I want my Aunt Queen. And the next thing I know, I was back in my body and had all these tubes and stuff, over me. I had the mask in my face and I had a tube down my throat. And the first thing you do when you wake up is you want to pull that shit out, right? You want to pull it off of you. And so they had my hands, tied to the bed. Because, I was only like 9 or 10 years old. I was very young. So, that's the true thing. That is really a true thing, that tunnel. And you being reincarnated, oh yeah, that's a thing. And they wipe you. They wipe your mind when you come back. So that's a soul trap. So we're going to get into Ascension. And, we only got a few more chapters of the book, The Return of the Giants. I did have it over here on my desk. I don't have it now. I just got off from work. Literally, I need to go over those last couple of chapters with you guys on the Giants. And I think I have another book over here. I got so many books. It's not even funny. This is not the one I was thinking of, though. This one is Giants, Monsters, and Dragons, right? And, there's truth in everything, y'all. I'm telling you. There is truth in the lore and the what do you want, Ernie Wayne? My chihuahua's hitting me on my leg. There is truth to all of this stuff. I mean, where do you think they got the concept for the House of Dragons, which is Game of Thrones, right? This shit actually is real. Roger over at Mud Fossil University actually talked about how certain islands are actually remains of dragons, and it's their contents of their stomach. I know how that sounds, but I share so much stuff. It's so much going on. But the reason why I talk about these things is because, one, I find it fascinating. Two, putting the puzzle pieces together and asking for the discernment, and then the creator of all showing it to you. It's one thing where you see it, but you've got to really kind of, how do you say? You got to assimilate the information. You got to process. You got to understand what you're looking at, because there's a lot of BS out there, right? But there is truth in lore and in these quote unquote myths. I always tell people myths are actually the truth. And then the history that we have today is a lie. So they flipped it. They flipped it on its head. Seriously. So we got a lot to discuss. Once he finishes up the Giants with Claudio Nicelli, then I'm going to get back into the reptilians. We're going to talk about the alien wars, and then we're going to roll right into Ascension. Because at this point, that's all we have. To change the world is to change yourself and to ascend. And when I say ascend, meaning kind of like what Alex went through, where he became Christed, right? The chrism oil that's in your body, you reset it through your parasympathetic nervous system. You can reset your system. And then leading up to your time of the month when your seed drops, because everybody goes through it every once a month, man and woman, we go through it. You need to know when your calendar or your cycle begins so that you know when you need to fast and when you need to stop abstaining from meats, when you need to abstain from social media and content, and when you kind of need to do more breath work, yoga, Tai Chi, what have you. when you need to focus on the creator of all and to go within to help you to ascend. And I apologize, my dogs are barking because my husband is cutting the grass. Shut up, I'm on camera. Ernie, it ain't that serious, bro. I'm telling you, I don't think I got chihuahuas. I think they're like little people. Seriously. They have their own personalities, you guys. Ernie, chill out, man. Chill out. You're showing yourself. You're showing your color. You're showing your color, Ern. Anyway, so that information is priceless to know. The time that your seed drops, the time that your body goes through this whole process, and pretty much you have to put yourself to death. I mean, really. Like it says, Jesus spent 3 days in the tomb. That's how long it takes for that seed or that oil to rise and that seed to hit where you become centripetal, where you become entangled with the creator of all, where you become enlightened. And you know what? It's a process. It's just the one time that you do it, you might have to do it for months and months and months and build up until you actually have a breakthrough to where you are entangled or where you reconnect with the creator of all in your oversoul. That makes sense. I mean, it took Alex 40 days. I mean, he did it in 40 days. I mean, if you do it every single month, once a week, every month, and then hopefully you can work it up to where you're fast. Because right now, I'll be honest with you, I can only fast 3 days. 3 days is it. So I have got to get myself on a path, which I am because I'm not really eating meat. I'm eating fish and shrimp. That's still substance, right? So I'm going to have to take myself off of all of that. And then just basically primarily just eat fruits and vegetables, legumes and nuts. That's it. And I haven't gotten to that point yet, right? But at least I've kind of kicked the red meat and the pork and all that chicken and stuff to the curb. Turkey, I crave it and I want it. But, my thing is you can't ascend if you're going to eat flesh. Now, once you ascend, that is between you and the creator of all, whether you continue to eat the stuff or not. To me, it's like everything they put in the movies, like Avatar. If you go back, you look at the world tree, you look at the mountains, which are our trees, right? The trees they chop down, the giants chop down. You can see it in your face. Once you see it out there and you start looking at social media and you go online and you look at these travel brochures and you see these different continents and their mountain ranges, you understand those are trees. It's not really mountain. See, I tell you, everything they told us was a lie. And it's fascinating to me. And I've had multiple people say, well, why are you so focused on the past? Why don't you focus about now? Because the past is the present, is the future. It's all linear. It's all one thing. Everything's interconnected. So if you work on yourself now and understand the history and the lies that we were given, you can begin to break free and to wake up from the bullshit. That's basically it, and my thing is a lot of people, woke. Like I've said in many videos, woke does not mean that you're conscious of every single thing that's going on as far as conspiracy theories and that you're in the know. Woke basically means that you're aware of what this place is and who you are as a sentient being and how you can ascend to get out of here. That's it. I mean, basically. And then the more you become entangled, the less this world you care about. You're in the world, but you're not of the world. You're living in the world, but you're not of this world because this is just a timeline or a fraction of your eternal existence, right? So that's it. I just want to come over and say, hey, Will, I'm so glad you popped on, man. I haven't seen you in forever. I'm just doing the things, just reading and researching, and I will be back to finish up Claudio's work. Fascinating. I reshared over here in the group also a eyewitness testimony from yesterday, because this happened yesterday, not today. Yesterday from CBS, more people testifying about the UAPs coming out of the water. I mean, basically, we already know it's the underground bases, right? We know that they're coming from underground. Are they friendly extraterrestrials? I would state that they are more than likely the black budget, the black budget, the corporations like BlackRock and all these other three-letter agencies that have underground bases with the Dracos, aka the Edmonds and the Greys, right? I really think that's what's going on. If they're coming from beyond the ice walls, they're going to have the technology here now with the underground bases. They're going to be on their ass. So they have to really kind of be careful. The ancestral humans that come in, they have to be careful when they come in and what portals they use, because the people here, these psychopaths here, will shoot their ass down. You know, so I really think it's those ones that are underground with the bases. And some of them might be the cities that might be positive energy beings that are coming up to kind of check the surface, and then they go back down before the Edmonds and the Grays and those so-called black budget corporations like Raytheon and all the other companies that, you know, the few other companies that have the defense budget contracts and have all the alien tech before they get a hold, right? So you've got several different factions going on right now. Yeah, there's a whole underground city. There's tunnels that were built by our ancestors, and they're utilizing that stuff, and they've soaked trillions of dollars into that. As I've shared a presentation from Fabrice Must Know, he talks about it. I've ordered the book about the underground bases and the tunnels. I want to go and pull up some of that information on the government websites. Some of that stuff is classified, but Phil Snyder talks about it. There's been other people, David, I can't think of his last name. He's got blonde hair, not David David Wilcock talks about it. I mean, there's been multiple people that have talked about the Dolce Wars and talked about the underground bases and the technology that we have. Hell, I worked for a drilling company for 13 years. I'm telling you, we have the technology. We've had it for a long time. So it's no conspiracy, but I find it fascinating, right? It's just the love that I have for this stuff. So anyway, I appreciate you guys joining me. For whoever sees this video and checks it out, I will be back to do a reading sometime this week so we can finish up Claudio's book. Where I left off, I think we're going to be talking about clones. So I need to pull up on my laptop some patents over cloning technology and what they've done thus far that they have publicly that we can see. And then I want to piggyback off of that with Mind Unveiled's book about cloning, okay, because they have a section in there on the Cabbage Patch Kids about cloning. And then I want to couple that in with Claudio, Guy Anderson, and also Mind Unveiled, because all three books talk about cloning. And they talk about the fact that the clones are basically NPCs. Like, you have a lot of people now that you may be arguing with on social media that really don't have an inner dialogue or a monologue. Like, they're just programmed and they don't have the same type of logic or the same type of oversoul that we do, right? They have the energy flowing through their bodies, but they're not directly connected to source, if that makes sense for what I'm saying. So, I mean, truly, I tell you, we are living in some fascinating and some strange ass times, but we're going to get through it. We're going to get through it. And, you know, what's coming is not going to be good. But if we can ascend, it won't matter, right? It won't matter what happens. You know, that's the point. That's why I'm making these videos, that's why I'm sharing information. And I really think it's a amazing time to be alive and to research things and know things. And look, I'm just sharing the information because I find it fascinating. So anyway, I will be back sometime this week. I don't know if it'll be tonight. I just got off from work and I got to do some things with my husband. We got to take care of some stuff, but I will be back on soon. Hey, Musa, how are you? I will be back on, you know, and we're going to get through that reading. We're going to focus on the next part. Like I said, is cloning. We're going to finish up the giants. And then all three books kind of correlate all three together. So there's passages in all three books about clones, and it's just marvelous how it's actually shaping up. So we'll talk about that a little bit. And then, like I said, we'll get back into reading about the reptilians, which are the Edmonds, the Greys, blah, blah, blah. And we'll talk about some more alien wars. And I would highly recommend you guys to go check out Mr. Mythos's I think it's like a 3 or 4 part series over the underworld, the Agartha, the Inner Earth series. Y'all need to check that out. But anyway, I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Remember what I always say, be the change you want to see all around this Earth dome, because it's up to you and I to make a positive change. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.